Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Today on General Hospital, Joss is raffled after shooting the assassin, Stella and Martin land in trouble. Jens and Marco face a new problem, and Britt and Jason come face to face in private. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. In bed, Curtis and Portia bask in the afterglow of making love and are committed to making their marriage work. At the hospital, two men from the New York State Office of Fraud have questions for Stella. Jordan, Felicia, and Isaiah jump to her aid, but Stella insists she'll answer their questions, and they head to a private room. Back at Curtis and Portia's, the doctor's phone rings, and Portia is shocked it's Jordan. She's then visibly annoyed when Jordan explains that Curtis' phone is off, and this is an emergency. She relays the situation regarding Stella to Curtis, who insists he'll be right there. Back at the hospital, Portia and Curtis arrive, and the co-chief of staff says she'll see what she can find out. At home in Hart, Brooklyn tells Flora she won't be the on-air spokesperson today, given Lucy's ambush last time. Flora spoke with Lois, and she senses they are both suffering. Brooklyn feels her mom should have told her everything when she first started thinking about finding her child, and she could have spared Gio so much pain. Plus, she might have been able to forge a relationship with him. Flora tells Brooklyn that she has no way of knowing how things with Gio would have played out, and she needs to figure out if there is enough love to rebuild her relationship with her mom. A producer then calls Flora to go over a pre-show rundown. Brooklyn thanks her for the talk. Maxie speaks with Martin and needs to know if she goes against her partner's wishes on a legal matter. Can they kick her out of Deception? He says they can't force her out, but her personal and professional relationships with them may not survive. At Windermere, Lucy and Jens take to one of Port Charles' most dangerous spots, the parapet, after a private dinner. She wishes she could stay, but is needed in the Home and Heart studio to launch a new product. He promises to tune in, as he can't get enough of her. Because a home shopping special about cosmetics sounds like something Jens would watch. Marco arrives and watches as Sidwell gives Lucy a small kiss for luck. She runs off, and Sidwell explains Lucy will be on TV tonight, and he's looking forward to watching it. Marco wonders how close his father and Lucy have become. Back at home and Heart, Maxie tells Martin she wants him to arrange a meeting with the DA for her, but her colleagues can't know. He cautions against that. Lucy and Brooklyn appear. Martin takes off, and the women want to know what she was talking to Martin about. Before Maxie can say anything, a woman comes to nab Lucy to get her ready for TV. Brooklyn speaks with Maxie, and is sorry she's bailing on being a host. Maxie understands, and Brooklyn says she's the best, and they embrace. Maxie is clearly concerned, hoping her friend always feels that way about her. Soon, Lucy and Maxie are welcomed on air by Flora to announce their new product, an entire Youth Truth line based on their patented serum. Maxie was handed a specific product to use on camera before they stepped onto the show. Not mysterious at all. Back at the hospital, Martin arrives, having been called by Felicia, and interrupts the meeting with Stella. He introduces himself as her attorney. The feds say he can't represent Mrs. Henry, as he's a person of interest in their investigation, and they have questions for him too. At Sonny's, Turner listens from around the corner, as Drew tells Sonny that unless he does what he wants, Michael will go to prison for assaulting him tonight, which means Willow will get her kids back. Drew orders him to convince Michael to allow Willow visitation rights, to sell his peers to Jens, and to get out of town. Sonny says Michael won't allow Willow to see the kids. Their well-being means more to him than his own. Drew says Michael lost it tonight, showing how violent he can be, and all he had to do was talk goes into a rage, screaming, "You used my grandson to get to my son." Sunny says this won't get him Willow back, as she knows what a loser he is. Drew asks if he's going to do what he wants, or if he'll let Michael go to prison. Sunny won't agree to anything and shows Drew the door. Turner emerges from hiding, stunned that Congressman Kane has just attempted to extort Sunny. He tells her not only did she get a good dinner tonight, but she got to know the real Drew Kane. Sunny quickly makes her realize she can't do anything with what she knows, as Drew would paint her as corrupt and claim he bribed her. She tells him that he can't retaliate either. At Windermere, Jens admits to his son that he finds Lucy a wonderful and good-hearted person. Suddenly, Drew storms in to announce his supposed victory over Sunny. Drew tells him everything that went down tonight with Michael and Sunny, but Sidwell doesn't see what sending Michael to prison gets them. Drew says that Michael going to jail will get Willow her kids back. Sidwell argues that removing Michael removes any incentive Sunny has to work with them, and he will only retaliate, which is dangerous. At the Five Poppies, Britt and Jason lock eyes. Britt rushes to Pascal and pulls him aside. She loudly says she'll be in her room until the AC in the lab is fixed again, as she can't run the computer when it's that hot. She walks off, and Pascal gets back to Jason. In their room, Joss flashes back to shooting Cyrus, right after firing at the assassin strangling Vaughn. The assassin goes down, and Vaughn tries to talk to him and ask who sent him. He can't speak as he was hit in the throat and is bleeding out. Vaughn searches him, then snuffs him out with a pillow. Vaughn says their cover is blown, and they have to get out of there. Joss suggests they can save the mission, and she can get Britt to talk to her about Dalton and his cold fusion work. Vaughn thinks they can probably buy themselves 24 hours, and they have to disappear the assassin by dumping him off the nearby cliffs. After dumping the body, Vaughn suggests to Joss, who had blood on her hands, that she get cleaned up while he updates Brennan. Elsewhere, Pascal leads Jason to the bar for some drinks and live music, while Britt returns to her room stunned. At the hospital, Stella and Martin exit the interview, and she is shocked to see that Curtis and Portia are there. Martin asks if Stella has ever had this type of scrutiny before. She never has and doesn't know why now, but it's obvious Martin has his suspicions, and Drew has made himself another enemy. Portia lashes out at the two feds, demanding to know on what authority they are questioning her staff, as the hospital does not know about any insurance claims investigation. When they say they answer to someone higher up, Curtis also appears suspicious. At Sunny's, Turner has a compassionate shift towards him, noting he's painted as a menace in the papers. But Drew was the one menacing him tonight. She knows Kane is likely the kind of politician who breaks all sorts of laws and promises Sunny she'll find a way to bring him down. Sunny thanks Justine. At Windermere, Drew vents that he'll have to find another way to deal with Sunny, but vows he will be the man to reunite Willow with her children. He leaves, and Markham notes to his father that Kane doesn't seem to be much of a use to them any longer. Sidwell believes that soon he'll be a liability. Hopefully someone will try to unalive Drew, and soon. On TV, Maxie has to rein Lucy in from jabbering about the nurse's ball and her glamorous life, and relates their products to the everyday woman. She begins dabbing their new night mask onto her face to show how it works. That's when she appears to become dizzy and passes out. Is this what Sidwell was really watching for? At the Five Poppies, Vaughn knocks on the bathroom door, as Joss sits fully clothed in the shower, relisting shooting the assassin and Cyrus. He enters, sits next to her in the stall, even kissing her hand before wrapping his arms around her. Finally, Britt lies in her bed when her door opens. She gets up, and Jason is standing there. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.